What's up, guys? It's been a while on a video. Sorry for that. I'm actually driving right now, and I meant to bring my tripod and microphone and everything with me, but I forgot to do that. Well, I didn't really forget. I didn't really think I would need it. But I've got some developments with the Vectronics tuner Saga, and I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I'm in the car right now, so there's going to be quite a bit of road noise. Hopefully things sound okay, but I want to hurry up and get this video uploaded. I'm going to do that tonight, if at all possible, and just get it done so that you can kind of have an update and also have a video to watch. I feel bad I'm trying to grow the channel and not putting out regular videos. I've got quite a bit filmed on my phone, but just haven't had the time to edit and get those put together and uploaded. So I'm just going to put this one straight up as soon as I get to an internet connection and do it that way. So anyway, if I keep looking up, I'm watching the road is why. But I'm doing things safely. I've got both hands on the wheel, and I'm holding the phone like this and doing the video. So don't be nervous about me in that aspect. Okay, so anyway, if you've been following along, I think I've posted now maybe 3 videos about the Vectronics HFT 1500 tuner that I was very excited about, and I've mentioned it in various other videos, or you've seen it in any of the Shack videos recently. It's been in there. So anyway, going back to the beginning of the story, I had an MFJ catalog. I think I still have that same catalog. It's like a 2016 or 15, way outdated MFJ catalog. And in that, towards the back, if you're familiar, there's, I don't know if it's still this way, but there's 1 or 2 pages that feature Vectronics products. And I thought that was really cool for a number of reasons. One thing, everybody and their dog has MFJ. No offense to anybody watching that does, that's fine. In my experience, it has not worked out, and I'll get into that. But basically, at the time, I hadn't owned an MFJ product yet, and so I didn't really have a negative or positive opinion. I just knew that everybody had it because it was inexpensive, and that it might have been kind of a you get what you pay for kind of a thing. So anyway, I was pretty excited when I looked through this entire catalog, and I needed a tuner and ran across Vectronics, and they had a nice, there's actually a catalog in the back seat, but I'm not going to dig for that. They had a nice looking picture of their new, not new, but kind of flagship or whatever they called it, HFT 1500 watt roller inductor tuner. I think the HFT is for HF tuner. But anyway, I saw that, I thought that was pretty sweet, and did just a little bit of research. I didn't see any videos of it online, like to see any reviews or anything. I saw maybe 1 or 2 reviews on eHam about it, and so I thought, that's pretty sweet. Not many people have it, and that's kind of how my mind works, whether good or bad. If there's not a lot of review or video or whatever of a certain product, I think it's kind of more obscure. And I don't even know if obscure is the best word, but it's something that I'm interested in because not everybody has it, so I think it's cooler. So anyway, I looked up where I could get it and tried to find the best price, and I think Ham Radio Outlet was maybe $30 or $40 less than about anywhere else. So I went on their site, ordered it from them, and I'm trying to remember, this would have been in the fall/winter of 2017. Yes, of 2017 that I found this and first gained interest. And then in the kind of winter or first part of the year of 2018 is when I actually got on and ordered it. And it said available. I don't think it said in stock or out of stock, it just said available for order. So I ordered it, and I don't remember the exact chain of events, but had waited a while or something and didn't get a shipping notification or anything like that. So I contacted HRO, and they were kind of saying, like, I don't know, maybe MFJ had to back order it. So I basically found out that HRO did not have the item in stock, which is fine, they didn't really say they did, but that it was going to be drop shipped directly from MFJ down in Mississippi. So no big deal. I thought it'll just take a couple extra weeks because it's coming from them directly, and I don't know, this guy led me to believe that it was going to take some time. So anyway, waited, and I bet it was a month later. I've got emails I could check for the timeline, but it's not a big deal. So now we're looking at probably February or March of last year, 2018, and still did not have a shipping confirmation from either Ham Radio Outlet or MFJ. So now I'm starting to wonder what the deal is. So I contact Ham Radio Outlet again and kind of explain what the deal is. They said, all right, something's wrong here. We're going to get in touch with MFJ and we'll get back to you. So they did, got back to me, and it turns out that the item was not even in production. So it wasn't even back ordered or drop shipped or anything. It wasn't even in existence. And I had actually found that out, I think, later on. Sorry if the camera's shaking, by the way. I'm holding the wheel, like I said, so I'm just doing whatever the car does. So anyway, I was the one that had to find out from MFJ directly that it was not even in production. And I think maybe HRO didn't know that. I'm going to try to give anybody possible the benefit of the doubt, but I definitely know that I found that out from MFJ and not from HRO. So now I kind of shifted my attention and I dealt directly with MFJ, because basically what they were doing is relaying information to HRO and then to me, or maybe not even, it maybe wouldn't even make it to me. So I thought I would just kind of cut out the middleman and deal with things myself. So now I think we're easily into March, if not April, and I'm contacting them directly and I'm saying, all right, I want to get this thing here, because in June, which seems crazy, 2 months later, in June is field day, and I wanted to make sure I had this tuner in time for field day. So actually, now that I think of it, we were definitely into April by this point. And so they said, all right, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks and you'll have it. So it was going to end up being right before field day. Field day is the third weekend in June, and we're like the last weekend in March or first weekend in April. So it was going to be perfect. 6 to 8 weeks, it would get here, and things would be good. Granted, it would be a 5 to 6 month wait at that point, but it was going to be okay. So anyway, kind of checked in with MFJ every couple weeks just to see what was going on, and I think they had said there were other items ahead of it in line for production, but that it was definitely on the list. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounded good at the time. So anyway, April goes by, May goes by, June's coming up, right up to field day. I'm contacting both MFJ and HRO, and same thing, it's just waiting to be produced and then they're going to ship it. So now field day comes and I have to borrow a tuner because mine's not here yet. Field day comes and goes. Now we're July, August, September, finally in October. So October, we're easily 9 months after I originally ordered the tuner. October, it finally arrives, and at this point I'm just kind of over it. And I actually was, like, during this process, I was like, this is dumb, I just need to cancel this. But they just kind of kept me hanging, and kept my interest. So anyway, finally got it in October. Read the manual, took it out to the shack, hooked it up, and there's a video shortly after I hooked it up on my page of when I got it, and I was having some issues with it. And I think the video is either right when I got it or right after I got it back from the first round of repairs. So I got it in October, I sent it back in November because it wasn't working. SWR issues, and you can watch the video for more details on what it was doing. But anyway, sent it back. Also, it had a broken kind of trim bezel. It had a loose little indicator arrow, and the front decal was on crooked. So just a number of little things in addition to it not working in the first place. So I sent that back with a whole list of everything that was wrong. And I had an email help ticket, and I had a phone call explaining what was wrong. So I paid the shipping with insurance, because this is a $500 item that we're shipping here. So I pay the shipping, and then I find out I have to pay the return shipping when it was fixed. So I pay the shipping back, and I think it was like $40 or $50 just to ship it, and then to get it back was maybe, they didn't insure it or anything, so it was maybe half of that. So anyway, now I'm out. Purchase price, which was $479 plus tax and shipping to repair it, and then return shipping. Get it back. The bezel is still cracked. The indicator arrow and the decal were fixed. So big deal there. I hook it up. Still doesn't work. Immediately, right out of the box, still doesn't work. It's got crazy SWR, and I'm looking right at the receipt of the repair ticket with a signature saying that it worked. So this is getting pretty irritating at this point. So I got in contact with them, and keep in mind I'm not doing strictly radio. I'm trying to work and do 1,000 other things in the meantime. So I think it took a little while to send it back. It might have been into December. It's hard for me to remember. But I sent it back not long after. And by now, what they do is they warrant their no matter what warranty is 1 year, repair or replace at their discretion from the date of purchase. And my date of purchase was 9 months before I even received the item. So that was a humongous ripoff right there. But anyway, now I'm coming up on a year from my purchase, but I've only had the thing in my possession for maybe a month, because I've sent it back and waited a month each time that it's been repaired. So anyway, sent it back with another note describing in detail, here's what it's doing. I even emailed them a video of what it was doing on their Facebook page, which to this day has not even been viewed. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, got it back, and I had talked to them on the phone a couple of times throughout the process while it was there, making sure that they understood this time, here's what it's doing. And each time on the phone, they're like, oh yeah, this is what it's got to be, so this is what we're going to fix, and I'm sure that'll do it. So I get it back again, and it was working. The second time that I got it back, it was indeed working, and I have a video on that as well, showing that it was working. The bezel was still cracked. They replaced the entire case, like the cover, which nowhere in my explanation was that an issue. So I don't know whether it was replaced or not. In either case, it didn't need to be, and the original part, the broken trim bezel on the inductor indicator, is still cracked. So anyway, oh, and I had another issue where the inductor wheel was binding, and all they did there was just oil that sucker up so much that the indicator screen was like grimy with oil and hardly readable what the arbitrary number for inductance was. So anyway, got it back, it worked, and probably a week later, so we're now into, March or April of this year, probably a week later, it started to have issues again, the same issues with SWR spiking. And so this time I was like, this is dumb, I'm just going to take it apart myself, because I found out from MFJ that you can take it apart yourself to an extent, and try to fix it yourself, and it's still covered under the no matter what warranty. So I did that. I took the 4 screws out, took the cover off, and kind of tightened some things up. I read an article on the issues that these have. The main thing being the inductor wheel, which made a lot of sense because that was what I was having a huge issue with, as well as one of the variable capacitors, are known problems. So what I did is tightened up some things and removed some of the slop in the wheel where it was losing contact, and then added some dielectric grease in various places just to kind of help the connectivity of the things that were losing connection and causing the spike in SWR. And sure enough, it worked. It fixed it for maybe a day or two of light use, and then it started to do the same thing again. So now and I've just been kind of dragging my feet. I haven't been doing much radio over the last probably month or two. So finally, this last week, or probably 2 weeks ago, I got in touch with them on a help ticket again, and I explained everything. I said, I've been in touch with you quite a few times. I've sent it back. It's never worked. And so at this point, I think I would just like a refund. And I have a string of responses saying that they can't do a refund, they can repair or replace, and that it's their decision. And I said, I understand, but here's the problem. The repair has been done twice and it hasn't worked. And at this point, I'm out of warranty because of that, because of the wait time each time in between and the initial wait that I had to get the item in the first place. And so that's not going to work. I just need a refund. And so finally, through some persuasion, I'm finally getting my refund. So what I found out is I need to get in touch with Ham Radio Outlet, and I did. I just got off the phone with them just before this video, actually. And they want me to send it back to them, and they're going to send it back to MFJ. And that's similar to what MFJ recommended. They said, you need to get your money back from Ham Radio Outlet, and then we will refund Ham Radio Outlet or credit them. So, that's exciting news. I'm going to have to pay shipping one more time to send it back to Ham Radio Outlet, and I should have my refund. So, at that point, from the $479 item, I will have nearly $100, if not more, in shipping lost, as well as my initial shipping lost, and if there was any tax, I can't remember. So I've probably got $650, something like that in it, which is the cost of a HA8DU tuner, which I should have bought in the first place. So let this video be a lesson to you. Oh, and by the way, I said I thought it'd be cool to have a Vectronics product. You're probably wondering why I keep mentioning MFJ. Well, MFJ has bought just about every company that there is, and so what Vectronics is just an MFJ product with a Vectronics decal crookedly stuck on the front. So beware. I can't speak for other MFJ products, so I'm going to give them the benefit there. But do not buy this tuner. If you can even find it. I guess there will be one back in stock because mine will be for sale from either Ham Radio Outlet or MFJ, but I'm just warning you, and I'll have review videos coming out on the new HA8DU tuner that I'll get, but stay away from this tuner. Don't go through the headache that I have. And if you're interested in any other details, you can go back and watch those videos that I've put out. But in the meantime, I will be sending that back next week, and as soon as I have my refund, I'm going to order the HA8DU. I'm not sure if I'll go with the L network or the T network or the differential T network. I'm going to ask around some different hams, or if any of you watching have any recommendations, make sure to leave those down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and keep up with this unfolding story as it unravels and I get my new tuner, and we'll see if we're finally back in business. So anyway, have a good weekend. I'll try to get this out. You'll probably be watching this late Friday night tonight, or tomorrow morning if it comes out. And have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on the next video.